Hello everyone and welcome to this English lesson. I hope that everyone is doing well. I, I hope that everyone is safe and sane. Okay. Today's lesson is going to be about punctuation and capitalization. Okay. So it is a lesson linked to the writing lesson. Okay. So when writing, we are going to need punctuation. And punctuation, when we talk about punctuation, we talk about punctuation marks. Okay. So we talk about punctuation marks. Okay. Punctuation marks. So these are punctuation marks that we are going to see. The next lesson is going to be about capitalization. We're going to see what is capitalization and when do we use capitalization. But now let's take a look at when do we use each and every one of these punctuation marks. First one, full stop, comma, question mark, exclamation mark, semicolon, colon, and we have inverted commas. Now let's take a look at when do we use these punctuation marks. Okay, so now let's look at the full stop. Okay, so it is called the full stop or a period. Okay, a period. So a full stop or a period is simply a dot. Okay, so it is a dot. So let's take a look at these examples here. The first example, I have been to Spain. I'm from Morocco. So these are two sentences, okay? So the first one and the second one, the two of them are complete sentences, okay? So whenever I finish a sentence, a complete sentence, okay? So I put a full stop, okay? I put a full stop to finish, okay? To finish a sentence. That's why it is called a full stop. I use it to stop a sentence, okay? So we can say we use the full stop to finish a sentence and also to finish an idea, okay? So when you say to finish a sentence, it's the same as finishing an idea, okay? So let's talk about the use. So we've said that we use it, okay, to finish, okay, a sentence, okay, and to finish an idea, okay. So when you say I have been to Spain or I'm from Morocco, so these are two ideas, okay. I have been to Spain, it's an idea, it's a finished idea, so I put a dot or a full stop, okay. Next is the comma, okay. So let's look at these examples. I play soccer, tennis, and volleyball, okay. The next one, on Friday I go to the mosque, comma, eat couscous, comma, and visit my family, okay. So now look at these items here. So we say soccer, tennis, and the volleyball. Now I'm given a list of sports that I play. I play soccer, tennis, and volleyball. So here, this is a list of, we say, this is an item, okay? An item. And here we have 1, 2, and 3 items, okay? So we use comma for what? We use it to, we say, to separate, okay? To separate what? Items, okay? To separate items. We say to separate a list of items, okay? So the use, okay, to separate a list of items. So here the items are words, okay? So we have the names of the sports. These are words. And also we can have phrases. We can have phrases, as in this example. So on Friday, I go to the mosque. Okay, this is an item. Okay, the item number 1. Eat couscous number 2. Visit my family number 3. Okay, so how many items do I have? I have 3 items. But notice, if I say I play tennis and volleyball, I play tennis and volleyball. Here, do I need a comma? No, you don't need a comma in this case. You only add and. Okay? You don't need a comma. So, when do we use a comma? So, we use a comma when we have 3 items or more. Okay? To separate a list of 3 items or more. Okay? To separate. So, these items can be words, okay, or phrases. As in this case, we have 3 phrases: go to the mosque, eat couscous, visit my family. So we have 3 items or 3 phrases, and here we have 3 words, and we can have 4, and we can have 5 and 6 items. Okay, great. Now, let's look at this example here. On Friday, I use the comma here. Why? I use the comma here because I want to pause a little bit, okay? I want to pause. Let's look at these symbols. I'm sure that most of you know these symbols. We use them for music, okay? So here, on Friday, I pause a little bit. Then I play. So I start for a short while, just a short time, okay? On Friday, I go to the mosque, eat couscous, and visit my family. Okay, so we use the comma also to pause, as in this example. So far, so good? Great, let's move on. Now, let's talk about the question mark, which is the easiest one. So, where are you from? Where are you from? So, I ask a question, so I finish it with a question mark or an interrogation mark, okay? You can say a question mark or an interrogation mark, okay? So, we use it. Okay, now let's talk about the exclamation mark. The exclamation mark is used to show, okay, to show surprise. Okay, so whenever at the end of a sentence that shows surprise, I put an exclamation mark. Oh, that's great. This is so beautiful. Okay, so here I'm showing surprise. I'm surprised that something is great. I'm surprised that something is beautiful. Okay? At the end of a question. Good? Fine? So, use it at the end of a sentence to show surprise. Fine? That's easy. Now, let's talk about the semicolon. Okay? So, the semicolon. So, a semicolon is something between the full stop and the comma. Okay? So, it's something between. So, I don't really stop and I don't really pause. So, it's in between. Okay? It's not really a stop and not a short pause, but it's between. Okay, so let's look at these examples. The first example, John is stressed. He has an exam. So here we have two clauses. We say to Clauses, a clause. So a clause, which means an idea, two ideas, okay? We have two ideas. This is the first idea, and this is the second idea. John is stressed. He has an exam. So to link between these two clauses or two ideas, okay? These two ideas, I use a semicolon, okay? And you can say John is stressed because he has an exam. John is stressed because he has an exam. So it's like these clauses or these ideas are connected. So we can put equal. So idea or clause number one equals clause number two or idea number two. So we have a relationship, okay? They have a relationship. The same thing for this example here. You should stop eating so much food. You will have to go on diet. The first idea is this one, okay? Eating so much food, okay? You will have to go on diet. If you eat so much food, you will have obesity. You will have a problem. And with this problem, you will have to go on diet. So there is a link between these two ideas, idea number one, idea number two. So I put a semicolon, okay? You should stop eating so much food. You will have to go on diet. You can say you should stop eating so much food because you will have to go on diet. But instead of saying because, okay, you just put a semicolon, okay? So use it, the use, when do we use it? To, okay, we could say to connect what? One, two clauses, okay? And we said the clauses, it's like a sentence, it's like an idea, right? Good. Now let's talk about the colon, and also we're going to talk about inverted commas, okay? So let's look at the example number one and number two. Example number one, what do we have? I practice 3 sports: colon, soccer, tennis, and volleyball. So remember from the colon section, so what is this? So this is a list of what? Of items. Remember? Okay, so when do we use the colon? So we use it, we say, to introduce a list of items. How many items do I have here? So I have 1, 2, and 3. I have 3 items. Okay, so we use inverted commas. Okay, so we use inverted commas to introduce. It's like a door, okay? So it's like a key. I open a door to a list of items, okay? To introduce what? A list of items. Fine? Okay. But notice here that I have 3 items, but with the last item, I put a comma, then I add and, okay? I didn't talk about it in the comma section, but remember that whenever you have a list, okay, you have a list with commas, okay, so here I'm separating items. So with the last one, use and. You have to add and. Soccer, tennis, and volleyball. Fine? Now, the second example. Jack said, okay, so this is Jack. Jack said, I'm not coming to the party. So Jack is not coming to the party. someone is going to come and tell us that Jack said, I'm not coming to the party. So it's like copy paste. What has John said? I put it here. Between what? Inverted commas. Okay? Inverted commas. So what do I call this? So this is called a quotation. A quotation. So a quotation is what has somebody said. So I take it as this person said it, and I put it here in the sentence. I don't change anything. I say it as Jack said it. Okay? Clear? Fine. So when do we use the colon? We use it to introduce what? To introduce, what is this? A quotation. Okay, so to introduce a quotation. Fine? So we have to introduce a list of items and to introduce a quotation. Look at the quotation. What do we have here? Remember, so inverted commas. What is inverted comma? So inverted commas are two commas that are inverted. Okay, so I invert two commas. Okay, I put them upside down commas. But when do we use it? To talk about a quotation. Okay, to talk about a quotation, or to tell about a quotation. So inverted commas, we use them when with quotations. Okay? I hope that this is clear for you, and we have now finished with the part of punctuation, and now let's move to capitalization and see what it is. All right, so now let's take a look at capitalization. Okay, so when we capitalize, it means that we use a capitalized letter. Okay, but we don't use a capitalized letter whenever and whatever we want. Okay, so let's take a look at when. Okay, at when do we use a capitalized letter? Okay, first, this is a capitalized letter, and we say this is uppercase. And this one is lower case. So this one is the capitalized letter, the uppercase letter. Fine. So when do we use a capitalized letter? So first, at the beginning of a sentence. So whenever I want to start a sentence, I start it with a capitalized letter. Okay? So here in this example, she traveled to Tangier on Monday. So this is I'm starting a sentence or a paragraph or whatever. Okay? So I'll start it with a capitalized letter. Okay? So here I have a capitalized letter. Next, we use a capitalized letter after a full stop. She traveled to Tangier on Monday, full stop. She said that I need to come too. So after the full stop, we need a capitalized letter. Okay? Next, names of people and places. So names of people and places. Okay, so John, okay, I don't know, Mary, Karim. It can be any name of people. It should be capitalized. Okay, capitalization. And places too. For instance, you can say جمع الفنا. Okay, so it always starts with a capitalized letter. Okay, so names of places and people. Good. Right. So the next is countries, cities, languages, and nationalities. Countries: Morocco, Algeria, Nigeria. Okay, cities: I don't know, Oujda, Casablanca, Marrakesh, Touret. Languages: Arabic, French, Spanish. Nationalities: Moroccan, Spanish, Algerian, Tunisian, Turkish. So start it with a capitalized letter. Okay, so whenever you find, so here she traveled to Tangier. So this is a city. So I started with a capitalized letter. Okay, and also we capitalize the personal pronoun I. So whenever I have this personal pronoun, be it at the beginning or in the middle of the sentence, so it should always be capitalized. It should not be like this. No. So at the beginning or in the middle of a sentence, it should be always capitalized. She said that I need to come too. Not I. Okay? Not I, but the capitalized letter I, because it is a personal pronoun. Fine. So the next one is days and months. Okay? She traveled to Tangier on Monday. So Monday is a day of the week. Okay? So it should always be capitalized. All right? And also months: December, February, March, April. So all of the months should be capitalized. Okay? It should be capitalized. So I think this is it. So for capitalization, whenever you want to write, you have to follow these rules. Okay? So when you start a sentence with a capitalized letter, after a full stop, capitalized letter, names of people and places too, countries, cities, languages, and nationalities. The personal pronoun I, okay, I need to come too, and days and months too, okay? So I hope that everything is clear for you, so that when you start writing your texts, you follow a correct punctuation and also a correct capitalization. Okay? Thank you so much. And if you have any questions or any additions, please add it to the group. Thank you so much for your attention.